Hare Krishna. Jaya Radhamadhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radhamadhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janabhava Girivardhari. Jaya Jaya Gopi Janabhava Girivardhari. Jaya Jasodanandan Braj Janaranjana. Jasodanandan Braj Janaranjana. Jamuna Tera Vanachari. Jamuna Tera Vanachari. Jamuna Jaya Radhamadhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavan Dham Jaya Lalita Visakha Jaya Radhacharan Radhe Shyam, Lalita Vishakha Jaya Radhe Shyam. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev. नित्य जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षडव स्वयं प्रभुगण की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीभासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री द्वारका धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री कृष्ण भक्ति पदायिनी श्री श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गंगा मैया की जय। जय श्री श्री जमुना मैया की जय। जय श्री श्री जुग धर्म श्री श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। ऑल द assembled Vaishnavas की जय। All glories to assembled Vaishnavas, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled Vaishnavas, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled Vaishnavas, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guruvan Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. So, first of all, I will like to seek the blessings and mercy of all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, so that this topic which has been allotted to me, this verse, I can speak appropriately for my own purification and for the pleasure of our divine lordships and Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So all of us have been hearing on this very important canto, that is 10th canto, which is considered the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So now we are at chapter number 69 and today's verse is chapter number 40. So the title of this chapter is Narad Visit Krishna's Palaces. So I will recite. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. Please repeat. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya vaktāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. Mataji. śrī-bhagavān uvāca brahman dharmasya lokāhaṁ kartā tad-anumoditā chikṣayan lokam imam āsthitaḥ putra khidaḥ. Word to word meaning. śrī-bhagavān uvāca. The Supreme Lord said, Brahman, O brahmaṇa, dharmasya, of religion, vaktā, the speaker, aham, I, kartā, the executor, tad, of it. Anumoditā, the sanctioner. Tad, it. Chikṣayan, teaching. Lokam, to the world. Imam, in this. Āsthitaḥ, situated. Putra, O son. Ma khidaḥ, do not be disturbed. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O brahmaṇa, I am the speaker of religion, its performer and sanctioner. I observe religious principles to teach them to the world. My child, so do not be disturbed. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Lord Krishna wanted to dispel Narada's distress, which the sage felt because he saw Lord Krishna worshipping the demigods and even Narada himself. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains Lord Krishna's feelings as follows. As I state in the Bhagavad-Gita, Jat Jat Acharati Seshthas Tad evatara janaha. Whatever a great person does, ordinary people follow. Thus, I bathe your feet today in order to help propagate the principles of religion. In the past, before I began my pastimes of directly teaching religious principles, you came and offered prayers to me after I had killed the Keshi demon. But I simply listened to your elaborate prayers and glorification and did nothing to honor you. Just remember this and consider. Do not think that you have committed an offense by allowing me to bathe your feet today and accept the water as holy remnants. Just as a son does not offend his father by touching him with his foot while sitting on the father's lap. So, you should understand that in the same way, my son, you have not offended me. Om ajñānatimirandhasya jñānanjana salakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतसी नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमः वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम. Hare Krishna. So, all of us have been hearing a very important topic where a very pure devotee of Krishna, Narad Muni, is glorified. And here in this particular text we read just now, how Krishna himself is worshipping Narad Muni. So this is a very paradoxical situation. Many times the devotees get confused. I remember a very nice words told by Narad Muni. He says, this is related to hearing śrī-bhagavān. How Narad Muni was insisting so much in hearing the śrī-bhagavān. That is Bhagavat Marga. Pancharatri Vidhim is there and Bhagavat Marga. Both are required for advancement of spiritual life. So it says, Narad Muni says, tad-dinam durdinam manne. Tad-dinam means that day. Durdinam is a very bad day, very inauspicious day. One should think. What is that? Meghacchanam na durdinam. Meghacchanam is just now you see, in the morning there is some fog, In rainy season, the sky is covered by clouds. Most people don't like that. They feel very lazy. They don't feel to go out and, do their activities. So it is in mode of ignorance. So that day is not that bad. Which day? Which is covered in clouds and very cold. Just now the climate is changing. So, and then what he says next? Jaddinam Krishna Sanlapam. The day when, in particular day, if I don't get the opportunity to hear Krishna Katha, so that day is actually inauspicious. Tatha Piyusa Varsanam. So this is a very nice verse. Whenever I start my Bhagavatam lecture, I feel inspired that all of us should meditate. How Narad Muni is inspiring all of us in various ways. So this is one of his statement. So this particular verse, it's a very interesting one in the sense, Krishna is teaching how to get a special mercy, how to receive a special mercy of Krishna. So as we read just now, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "O brahmaṇa." He is addressing Narad Muni as a brahman. Actually his position is much beyond. He is actually a Vaishnava. He is the greatest, one of the greatest Vaishnavas, our Acharya. And he is in a which order? Sannyasi order. So here in this chapter, actually entire chapter all of you have been hearing for so many days, Krishna is teaching by his own example how to become an ideal grahastha. So in previous times, even now also, people like to invite sadhus to their house and they will offer them a first obeisances, they'll bring them to their home and give them a nice seat to sit, and then they wash their feet and they sprinkle the water and all family members and they drink that water, Charanamrut. So all those traditions are still there. So here in this particular verse, Krishna is teaching all of us, in fact, how to respect a sadhu, how to respect a saintly person like Narada. So though in this, then Krishna says, my dear son, my dear child, do not be disturbed. Actually, when Krishna did this, all of you have been hearing for so many days how Narad Muni, after this Krishna killed this Narakasura. So then he, after that incident, Krishna actually, he expanded himself, as you know, 16,108 forms. So all the forms are different actually. And Krishna is playing different roles in the different families. So at a time, see the mercy Narada Muni has received. It is described in the first canto of śrī-bhagavān, that is in the 5th chapter, how a pure devotee is empowered by Krishna. He even surpasses Krishna in all his activities, which Krishna himself cannot execute. He empowers his representative, Narad Muni, and all other pure devotees, like Srila Prabhupada. How he preached the entire world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was confined to only India, that to some parts of India. But he gave the empowerment to Srila Prabhupada. So like that, Narad Muni is empowered incarnation of Krishna. Isn't it? So here we see Narad Muni, when he went to different houses, he saw the timings are different. Some place it was like a early morning, some house Krishna is doing that activity, he is meditating on his whole, on himself. Normally we meditate on Paramatma, right? But Krishna himself is outside, inside, same, no difference. So he is meditating on himself. Some other house he saw how he is receiving services from his beloved wives and children, some places. That you have heard all this. I am not going to repeat it. The point is, like how Krishna empowered Narad Muni to have an envision. See, the normal inhabitants of Dwarka, they could see only particular form of Krishna. They didn't have that privilege or opportunity to see the different forms of Krishna simultaneously. It requires a special vision that Narad Muni acquired by his position. So, as a pure devotee. So, here basically in this section particularly, the pure devotee is glorified to such an extent, the Lord himself sets an example how a pure devotee should be worshipped by the Lord himself. Isn't it? So, as we see, and Krishna, he is very sensitive. Normally, if we offend Krishna, that's not taken very, that, of course, it is serious, but by chanting the holy name or doing some other, you can say atonement, it may be excused. But if you offend an Vaishnava, so that's why it's very dangerous, Hati Mata. So that's why he is setting an example. Krishna, how a Vaishnava has to be very carefully greeted and he should be respect more than Krishna himself. So that is where, and in Bhagavad-Gita, in the 5th chapter, 29th verse, Krishna says, vaktāhaṁ jagyatapasam sarvaloko maheswaram sudam sarvabhutanam gyantimam santimucchati. It's a universal peace formula. All of you are very acquainted with this verse. That word sruhudam, this is very important. Krishna does not expect a single thing from us. He just wants to serve his pure devotees, and in that sense any devotees. What to speak of devotees? He even is so merciful to any living being. Those who are ignorant, they are highly sinful. So this is the word Suhudam. So that is the thing Krishna is telling. But what are the qualities? Why Narad Muni is being worshipped by Krishna? There must be something Krishna wants to establish in this verse. He says he was very humble and he is very grateful. So humility is the one of the amanittam adamhittam. That is in the 13th chapter Krishna says the first thing is amanittam. One has to be very humble. So Narad Muni, he is thinking, oh, what I had at the time of birth, I have nothing. I was very hopeless, and that too Narad Muni took birth in a family of a Sudra. Just imagine. And then by somehow he got the fortune that was a Chaturmasya period, and he got the opportunity to serve some Bhakti Vedantas. So he was like, hearing the Krishna Katha, giving them menial services, honoring their uchishta, the remnants, so by that he got purified. And see, by Krishna's desire, he lost his mother, but he was not crying like an ordinary child. So what he decided, I will do the austerity. He was so determined, and he started his journey. He started traveling. He crossed the rivers, he crossed the villages, towns, cities, mountains, forests, like that. That's where it has been described. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur nicely describes that his foot become hardened, because of traveling. There is some, this skin become hypertrophied, So it was very, very painful. Preaching is not an easy job. Those who are preaching, they know, and Srila Prabhupada is the best example. So how difficult it is to preach those people who are in Tamagun. Recently I have been visiting some of the universities. Oh my God, it is really shocking. So many students, so many people are there waiting for us to preach. So that is the reason why Narad Muni is given such a high position. So he was one of the greatest preacher. He travels all the three worlds. He has the ability to go in this same body even to Vaikuntha, even to Golok Vrindavan. This is a privilege given to a pure devotee who is fully surrendered. So the first thing Krishna appreciates in Narad Muni is very humble. Out of humility he is thinking, what I got from the beginning, everything is the mercy of Krishna, this body, this whatever opportunity he is giving. So then he is becoming very humble and meek. This is the first qualification which impresses Krishna most. And then Krishna is always grateful to his devotees. Because without devotees, who will preach about Krishna? Who will know about Krishna? The glories of Krishna. Nama Rupa Guna Lila. Only devotees can do that. That is why Krishna. And he is called Bhakta Vatsal. He is always, favorable to his devotees. That's what he's been told. And especially, I heard Kadam Kanan Maharaj once quoting this verse. He says in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 5th chapter, verse number 41, where the Navajogendras Karvajan, he is telling to Nimi, Maharaj Nimi. A very beautiful verse, all of us know that sloka is Devarsi Bhutatma Nunam Pitrinam. So, I'll just read it. Na kinkaro nayam rini na rajan sarvatmaja saranam saranyam gato mukundaha pariharte karam. So it is a very nice verse. We quote many different occasions while we are preaching people. How all of us are indebted to the Devas, Deva and Rusi. Devatas, here actually in this chapter you see Krishna is worshipping the demigods also. In previous verses you have seen, which is it's something very puzzling, isn't it? How Krishna is promoting the demigod worship. He himself condemned demigod worship in Govardhan Lila, and he promoted Govardhan worship, and now he is himself as a grahastha, he is doing Panchasuna Jagya, he is worshipping the demigods. So it's they are here, the acharyas, they have explained why he is doing so. Of course, in Bharat Maharaj also, he was also worshipping demigods, but thinking that they are part and parcel of the Krishna's body. So that there is nothing wrong about it. But here, the demigods, who are they? They are simply the different officers, appointed administrators of Krishna. So without them, how the universal affair will go on? And you see, in Ramayana, they helped Lord Ramchandra in so many ways. In Krishna Lila also, they took birth and various devotees like Jaduvansis and Vrishnivansis, all this. So also in Chaitanya Lila. So all these demigods, they are always companion of Krishna. So they are, of course, they are devotees. They are definitely devotees, but they have some material desire for which they have been suffering. They have been put in this material world. But they incline to serve Krishna in different ways. So what about the position of Narad Muni? He is the spiritual master. He is the guru of the devatas, different demigods. And he is a pure devotee. That is why he is giving so high position. Beyond all the demigods also. That is what Narad Muni says. So coming to this verse which I mentioned, that a person may avoid all his responsibilities, family responsibility, social responsibility, and so many personal responsibilities, then he may avoid it. When one if has fully surrendered, 100% one has surrendered, then he has no duties. So all of us have come to Vrindavan Dham. So many people ask us, why you have left all these things, what you are doing here? So then I quote these words. You see, we have no more duty, neither for the devatas. They are giving us so many things, light, air, everything, but still we are not indebted. And the Rishis, they write so many scriptures, we are reading it, so we are not more indebted. And all these ordinary people, and these kings, and their forefathers, so all this is being squared off simply by taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. So Narada Muni's position is like that. He's fully taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. That is his position. Until we go to that stage, we cannot understand this lila, because all these things are happening by the internal energy of Krishna, Yogamaya. He is conducting all these, pastimes. It's difficult to understand sometimes. And Narad Muni also feeling very sorry. He's feeling, oh, I am a great offender. I have allowed Krishna to touch my feet. What will my destiny? So Narad Muni must be remembering the pastime in Dwarka. This is also in Dwarka. So that time you all know, I'm just shortly, that when Krishna acted like he's having fever and he asked for the dust of the some devotees. So Narad Muni still remembers, how the only gopis can do that. I cannot do that. So like that. So he's thinking, I'm an offender, I'm a sinful person. What will happen to me? I'll go to hell. That is why he's worried. And he started running. After this subsequent verses, it will be seen in this verse itself. So Narad is leaving actually. He is saying, Krishna, it's enough. You should not have done it, but I am feeling very sorry. I am very unfortunate. What will happen to my future? So like that, Narad Muni is repenting. So like that, then we see also Srila Prabhupada's example. He is none less than Narad Muni. Of course, in one sense, because one time, one devotee, he asked to Maharaj in the class, Maharaj, where is Prabhupada now? Has he gone back to Godhead? Maharaj said, no. Then, why all of us are in ISKCON? What will happen to us if we don't go back to Godhead? Then Maharaj said, no, he's in another universe. He's still preaching the cult of bhakti. So that is the position of Srila Prabhupada, who in the line of Narad Muni, and all the Bhagavatam classes, there will be a separate seat for Narad Muni. That is how Prabhupada, he respects Narad Muni a lot. So, so this is the, and then Narad Muni is not giving the credit to himself. He is not thinking Krishna is respecting me and worshipping me because I have the quality. No. Narad Muni is thinking because Krishna has given me all these qualities. That is why I am possessing these qualities, and Krishna is worshipping his own qualities in me. Like I hear many times in our Vyas Pujas, my Guru Maharaj used to say, every devotee will glorify. Maharaj, you are this quality, that quality, you have all 26 Vaishnava qualities, one after the other. And at the end of each session, I remember, Srila Gurudev will tell, these are not my qualities. These have been imbibed. This has been bestowed upon me by my spiritual master. So this is the mood of a pure devotee. So here Narad Muni is not taking the credit that I am being worshipped. Otherwise he will get popped up. So he is giving whole credit to Krishna and his spiritual master Brahmaji. It's like that. So like that in Prabhupada also, whenever he is asked in whatever success he got, he gives the credit to his spiritual master and to Krishna. He never ever accepted any credit. So that mood all of us should cultivate. What is our credit in this? Simply we have been given the opportunity, that's all. So here Narada Muni also is thinking, and also Krishna is considering Narada Muni as his own representative. So when somebody is representing Krishna, so that person becomes greater than Krishna. And it's said actually, one of the acharyas, he says, representative is same as you can say, same as Krishna, or even greater than Krishna. So like that. So the spiritual master, one time Prabhupada was coming from a staircase downstairs, and while he landed here, so some devotees were, they are doing kirtan, Prabhupada is in the center. Then some devotee was conversing with Prabhupada, then Prabhupada said, I am like a diamond. So he didn't understand. He asked further, what do you mean by diamond? Prabhupada said, diamond has a special quality. So whatever rays come on the diamond, what it does? It doesn't absorb the ray, neither it obstructs the ray. What it does? It simply reflects. So like that, a devotee, while he travels all around, he simply reflects his mercy. Whatever he is getting from Krishna, he doesn't keep with himself. He just spreads and distributes, just like a river. He is going to meet the sea, whatever places and side by, it just nourishes so that a nice crops will come. So that is the mood of a pure devotee. So I am just trying to enlighten what is the special quality Narada Muni had for which he even being worshipped by Lord Krishna. So, but then how Narada Muni got it, if we see, it's not so easy. He meditated on Krishna for a long time, then he had a darshan of Krishna face to face, and then suddenly Krishna disappeared. And he could hear a celestial voice saying that in this life you will not be able to see me anymore. So you have to take another birth. Then he came as a Manas putra of Brahmaji. So in that occasion, you see, Narada Muni did lots and lots of austerity. So unless we are austere, like Prabhupada, what all austerity he took. Just to go to people who are in Tamagun, it's not so easy to, now in many devotees they go. Whenever I ask them, Prabhuji, don't talk, don't ask me. They are simply, they are eating 4 times beef. What else I say, what they will understand. Even I have my own experience also. It's very difficult to bring them to. So Prabhupada did it, and Narad also did it. And that they take all the difficulties, all the headache of Krishna, how to bring this conditioned soul back to Krishna consciousness. So these are some of the examples of Srila Prabhupada also. So the point here is Narad Muni is 100% surrendered. Not even 1% less. One time One devotee asked Prabhupada, Krishna is so liberal, he can give mukti like anything. But why he is not giving bhakti? Krishna will always hide the bhakti back. I will not give. I will not. Because in Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami describes very nicely that Krishna sells himself. He becomes so indebted, he becomes a puppet in the hand of the devotees, pure devotees. So pure devotional service is not, he will give so easily. Unless the person is qualified. The first thing is qualification. Then only he is allowed to become a pure devotee. So Krishna takes his time. Not that Krishna is not merciless, he is most merciful, but he takes his time. Unless somebody is, some special kripa is there are some examples, maybe. But this is what we see. So what we need is the desire. Pure devotee, to become a pure devotee is not easy, yes, but you should have a very intense desire, complete eagerness, which Narad Muni is giving by his own example. While he lost his mother, he has so intense desire, he was simply crying, he was meditating with the deepest desire. So also Prabhupada and so many other devotees. So that intense desire is required. That is the laulyam ekam. So that desire, that the greed or desire, that is required to get the pure devotional service. So like this, then we see one time, I remember one incident I was hearing, that while the world war was going on, that time Prabhupada, and maybe in 1944-45, so that time Prabhupada was just publishing his Back to Godhead magazine. And then that time there is he has to purchase the paper also. And what happened, the army officers, they took away all the papers from the mills and they used it for the writing various war reports and all. So Prabhupada personally approached the army officer. He asked, can you give me the paper? He said, no, this is for the war. Then Prabhupada said, if you give it to me, I will stop the war. So like that, and it happened. Prabhupada could publish so many difficulties, Back to Godhead magazine, and in the beginning stage at least, for which we have been, all of us have been enjoying this comfortable stage. So next is, so what are the different, and also Prabhupada used to quote that whoever preaches, this mentioned in the 18th chapter Bhagavad-Gita, 68 and 69, Krishna says, there will be nobody more dearer to me, those who preach my bhakti cult. Isn't it? So like that, one can be very easily become very dear to Krishna, so to take all the troubles of preaching. So like that, these are some of the points which we can learn from this, how Narad Muni is teaching us and Krishna is also supporting. So here it is said that I am the speaker of religion, its performer and sanctioner. So here religion means what religion? How to respect a sadhu. That culture Krishna is always trying to protect, even today. So Krishna will be so pleased, so much pleased, if he just respect a sadhu. So this is the easiest way to please Krishna. And he says, Bhagavad-Gita, jat acharate seshta tat itarajana sajat pramanam kurute lokas tad-anumoditā. So Krishna is setting an example by himself. We know this Sudama Vipra Leela also. While Sudama Vipra is coming, Krishna ran from his seat. He was sitting on a bedstead, as Rukmini Devi was serving. He just ran to greet Sudama Vipra. He embraced him. He brought him and make him sit on the bedstead. Personally, he washed the legs and he was clasped the leg, both legs, and he paid obeisances. All these things are described. And also in Rajasuya Yajna. Rajasuya Yajna, Arjuna, Bhim, other people, the Pandavas and different relatives, they took different services. What service Krishna took? How to wash the lotus feet of those devotees who are coming for the Rajasuya Yajna. Such a menial service. So Krishna liked to get some opportunity to serve his pure devotees. There are vivid examples, so many examples. And the way he was respecting Yudhishthira Maharaj, the way he was respecting Kunti Maharani. So like that, so many examples we see. Only last 5 minutes are there. So I will summarize the various commentaries. So here also, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that this verse is in response. Well, Narada Muni, he felt very offended. He felt very offended, and he is about to, I'm very unfortunate, he was regretting. Why I allowed all these things. Then he was to leave. Then Krishna tells this verse. This is according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Krishna is taking the highest grahastha dharma. There are so many grahastha dharmas. So out of which this is inviting guests, serving them, prasadam, and providing them cloth and all this, all these gifts. So this is and Jiva Goswami, he also says anumoditā. Anumoditā means Krishna sanctions. Krishna sanctions all these religious principles so that others will follow. So like that, and also Sanatana Goswami. So they all the acharyas, they also glorify these activities of Lord Krishna, how he served menially his pure devotee Narad Muni. So with this I conclude this, and then next Sukadeva Goswami is going to describe how Narad Muni, then he left this place, and Krishna engaged in different religious principles. There are a few more verses left. So that's how the chapter will conclude. And with this I come to the end of this discussion. Any comments or any discussions? Yes, Prabhu. Can you give the mic, Prabhu? Yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji, surrender.
Yes.
So, how to surrender, I do want to know, because suppose immediately I do want to surrender. Right now, I do want to surrender 100%. So, should I go in front of the deity and say, I am surrendering completely to you? So, is it a dialogue kind of, how should I surrender?
You read Bhagavad-Gita. Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna teaches how to surrender. What is Bhagavad-Gita?
Yeah.
Yes, it is there.
So you tell me how should I?
First of all, we should serve a pure devotee. That's what the example I told in the class, that how Narad Muni became a pure devotee, how become fully surrendered. He served these Bhakti Vedantas. This is the easiest way. And it's not so easy to serve a pure devotee. There are so many anarthas will be there, and they will chastise us, they will, all these things will be washed away gradually.
So how to know who is a pure devotee, sir?
Who is a pure devotee? As per scriptures, those who comes in Guru Parampara, they are following the authorities, and they have 26 Vaishnava qualities. So just like Narad Muni, I said, he is very humble, he is always grateful, he follows the scriptures, he is always 24 hours remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. These are the description in the pure devotional service in Nectar of Devotion. There are different characters, 6 characteristics are there. Klesagni, then Subhada, then Mokshada, Lavikrut. As like that, 6 characteristics are there. Sudurlabha, Krishna Akarsani. So all these 6 characters. If somebody has these 6 characters, he is a pure devotee. Pure devotee means he is always remembering Krishna. He has no single reserve, without reservation. Without reservation, he is ready to serve Krishna without any expectation. Like the biggest problem in our life is the ego. If you want to be a pure devotee, you serve the Guru first. Surrender to Guru. If you surrender to Guru, you are surrendered to Krishna. The biggest obstacle is their ego, ahankar. That will obstruct. Unless you surrender the ahankar to Guru, it is not possible. Somehow or the other, your selfish motive will come. Got my point?
You said surrendering to Guru.
Yes.
Now again, the question is again coming, how to surrender? Surrendering to Guru.
By serving.
Yes.
Surrender by serving.
By serving
yes.
saint.
You serve. Is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter. Sususam dhannasya vasudeva katharuchi. Then you will develop the urge to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Simply by serving a devotee, and then once you serve, and then you hear, and you chant, whatever you are hearing, you just spread this, then you become pure devotee. Pure devotee doesn't have any ulterior motive. Their only pleasure is to how to please Krishna. That's all. Normally, it's not at our level. We have some inner heart. We have some other motive. What I will get, what benefit I will get, isn't it? So, like the greatest example are the gopis. And they didn't know who is Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. But they loved Krishna to such an extent that they never expected anything. Only how to please Krishna. Even they are ready to go to hell eternally, isn't it? Just this example Narada Muni gave, they are ready to give the dust simply to please Krishna. And it is possible if we please the spiritual master. Otherwise, it's not easy to understand whether Krishna is pleased or not. Is it? So, Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।